Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but it is pouring rain. And I missed it, just missed it, but sadly I still have White Tiger in the 12th. I'm going to tell you what, if it wasn't White Tiger and it was just another horse, it's okay. I'm not going back. Yes, I am. My wife's giving me driving instructions again. I was not. We'll check on the way back. So, if it wasn't White Tiger and it was somebody else, I may have eluded the rain altogether. But I'll stay. I'll come. I'll put my mud gear on and we'll race Tiger this afternoon. But it is a monsoon right now in Washington, Pennsylvania. So I'm just happy I missed it with Spirit of Dio. For those of you that caught the race, raced well, trotted what, 54-2? Let me get that back on. Trotted 54-2. Raced good. Oh, sorry. Raced really good. You know, looking back on the race, if I hork her 3 deep in the last turn, does she get there? Maybe. But I just want to keep her out of harm's way. You know, I don't think this mare is even close to 100%. I don't think she has any lameness issues. As I said, I alluded to a few weeks ago in a video, I don't know that she was ready to go in 54 the day I qualified her. That was the first time I'd seen her since Indiana, and I talked to Andy Miller a bit. He said he had trained her up, but, you know, going fast miles, you know, I make a lot of sports analogies, and it's like a baseball pitcher, right? Just because you were a great pitcher last year, if you don't come back and put those innings in and put those innings in and put those innings in, you're likely not going to be the same pitcher until you build up that muscle, that strength. And it can't come from jogging or training slow. It has to come from throwing fastballs, right? Throwing curveballs, hitting the strike zone. And in horses' cases, fast miles, good last quarters, good last halves, and build that confidence up from building that strength up. And if she wasn't quite ready to do what I asked her to do, she's going to do it because she's super talented. She's going to do it because she's got a lot of heart and determination. But she isn't going to do it perfectly. And that's what I felt I saw. A little rough at the 5/8 turn today, but not as rough in the last turn when she was getting ready to attack. I just don't think physically she's quite there just yet. So we need to manage her and protect her. I guess in the old days they call that racing her into shape. Not really what I'm that interested in to do. I'd like to have them ready to rock when they come to the track. Now, thankfully, she's got a ton of talent, as I said, and a wealth of ability. So as long as we manage her properly and let her get back up to the Spirit of Dio she was last year, and then hopefully exceed that level, I think at that point we'll see the Spirit of Dio we all want to see. But until then, first, second, and third in the open numbers, our backup class at the Meadows is better than the kick in the butt. So very happy with the way she raced today. Finished up as good as she could. Trotted 54-2. I'm almost 100% positive you're going to see her get better and better and better and better. It may take 4, 5, 6 starts. But if we're picking up money along the way and doing well along the way, then so be it. So that's where I see Spirit of Dio at right now. I'm doing this video because of the rain, because I don't want to be doing a video in the mud afterwards, after I'm covered in filth. So I hope White Tiger races good today. I guess the sad thing to say is I never know which White Tiger is going to show up. You know, now, last time he raced in the mud, looked like a Bearcat. I'd like to see that White Tiger show up today. So we'll see. We do have the Joner with us, though. Amy the Joner's here. So who knows what'll happen, but he's been racing okay. It's just a real letdown when you know how talented a horse is, and they just don't put in a real tough, consistent mile all the time. And that's been White Tiger from day one. So let's hope he races good. Now, on to the big news of the day. Aside from Spirit of Dio racing well, aside from the big day we had yesterday, was today at Mohawk. We had a bunch of babies qualifying today. How would they do? How would they qualify? I had talked to everybody yesterday how Mischievous Rose wouldn't be going today. Little pinchy, little heat in one foot. Had a slight temperature yesterday, but with the heat, that's not that shocking. So I told Johnny. Johnny messaged me at 6:30 this morning. 6:30 he messaged me. He got to the barn. Hey, but this is all about taking your job seriously, right? Gets to the job, gets to work early. Said he wanted to tub the horse's feed her himself, make sure she's eating. Looking at looking at all the horses that he had going today and wanted to make sure they were all 100%. That's his job. And I'm glad that he and the other trainers take it that seriously. I missed it again. I'm sorry. So,
talk too much.
shh. No. You're a little less.
I'll hold it until you're ready.
So, I said to Johnny, warm up all the horses. Whatever ones, if you feel you need to scratch them, get some mud off your face. If you feel you need to scratch them, then scratch them. It's a long season, and we got lots of time. If you want to go with them, then go with them. Oh, I got in my face mud, dirt. I got it. Look at this. It's not even raining yet. The weather in this area is so weird here in Cleveland. It is dry as a bone.
You're not in Cleveland.
No, here in Cleveland, I said. Thank you for trying to correct me. We're not even, 5 minutes from the track, and it hasn't rained a drop here. At the track right now, Washington, Pennsylvania, it is an absolute monsoon. So weird. So, how'd they go today? I said, no pressure, Johnny. You don't have to make excuses. If the horses aren't ready to qualify, don't qualify them. He warmed up Mischievous Rose. Greg warmed her up, said she was fine, and she did look good. Now, the one thing James said was, a little pacey behind the gate. I was careful with her, especially after Spirited Dio, or Blue Bayou Dio had made a break. We'll talk about that in a minute. He said, but they were busting out of there. You can tell. James is a pretty sharp guy, too. He understands what's going on. You look over at the 8th pole, and you're there in 14 and a piece. Unless you throw it right into reverse, you're going a quarter in 29, 30 seconds. As it stands, he was up the quarter in 28 and a piece, the guy in the front end. James is up there in 31, right where you'd want to be. So Mischievous Rose's mile was good, not without imperfections, but very, very good. He said she trotted, last half 57 and a piece? I should have checked that out before I looked at it. But he said he thought she trotted last half 57 and a piece. This is a legit powerhouse filly. That was very, very good. Okay, I will take it now. So, we started off the day in set number 1. Grace. I said to James, listen, just tell me how Gracie went. Last quarter in 27 and 4. Wow. I said, just, stretch out a little bit. I know you don't want to use her, but at the same time, I'd like to see what the horses are like without going to the bottom of the well. Last quarter in 27 and 4 today for little Gracie. A mile in 2:01 and 2, big mile from her. Spirited Dio, her sister, Garden State Dio, 28 and 2 on the end of it. Mario said he was just being safe with her. Didn't want. Okay, now it's sunny. This is insane. Just wanted to be safe with her. Good mile for that filly. 2 and 2. She'll come back 2 minutes 59 next week, I suspect. Very, very happy with set 1. We come out in set number 2. What do we have in there? A Mordiner. 29 flat on the end of it, 2, 3, and 3. Good mile from him, last half in under a minute. A very good mile from a Mordiner. Now, I haven't spoke to Mario yet, but I saw all the horses go. I was really happy. But I'll tell you the horse I was most happy with, I guess, for the whole day, aside from Grace and all them went good, Tai Went On. I hadn't seen her in a long time. They said she was going good, but never any rave reviews about her, just doing her work well, just even Steven, going about her work as well as she could. Everybody was happy, but what does that translate to? I'll tell you what it translates to. 2-1 and 2, 28 and 2 on the end of it. And then what do we got? Last half and 58 and a piece. Looks pretty good. 58 and 2 last half. She looked very, very good. So really impressed with Tai Went On, a 10-length victor in there. So now we're having a great day. We got the 2 fillies qualified. A Mordiner looked really, really good. First time behind the gate. Tai Went On looked fantastic. I guess we were due for a little mistake, weren't we? And we got that in the form of Blue Bayou Dio. Now, I talked to James, and James said, geez, the filly went good. He said she just got a little running out leaving the gate and then was right behind the car. Sometimes when the car takes off, you see the horse can see the person in the box of the car. They can see the gate take off for the first time fast. They get a little anxious. Sometimes some of the dirt flies up from the wheels of the truck behind. I don't want to make excuses, but that's what it looked like to me. James said, yeah, she was trotting along great, and she just kind of spooked and made a break. He said, but she was really, really good afterwards. And she was really, really good afterwards. I'm curious. Now we're off that way. 29 and 1 on the end of it, 2, 7 and 4. She's back 21. That's 4 seconds. She's at the half and 7 and 3. Half in a minute, last quarter, 29 and 1. It's actually a good mile for that filly. He said, you caught me off guard. She went up to the gate perfect. Didn't act up. I think it was more that she was on like right in behind the starting gate is the reason she made the break. Then Renegade Gypsy, 2 minutes and 3/5, 28.3 on the end of it. He looked really, really good. He's 3 1/4 back. He's over the half in 102.2. Last half 58.1. A very good mile from him. Last 2 sets of the day, Mischievous Rose, as I said. Where are we going here? Angelo's, right there. Yeah, I missed it. Last 2 sets of the day for us, and we had Mischievous Rose. What was her last quarter? 28 seconds flat. Last half and 57 apiece. A big mile for that filly. 2:01 and 2. Really, really impressed with Mischievous Rose. And then again in the last set, we have Slim Jimmy and Resolute Bay. Slim Jimmy, 2-2 and 1 last quarter and 28 and 1 last half and 59 apiece. So good last half for him too. 58 flat. Good last half for him. Resolute Bay, 2-3 and 1, 28 and 3 on the end of it, off a half and 103 and 4. That's a good mile. Last half 59 and 2. So everybody, they had a little mishap with Blue Bayou Dio. Not a big deal, not the end of the world, but she was. James said he just kind of started her leaving the gate. I think it had more to do with the starting gate itself than her making a braid. He said, Anthony, she was absolutely, and I like James likes to use this word, and it seems like there's a varying scale of bomb-proof. But he said she was bomb-proof after the break. So everybody, for the most part, will come back. And I know a lot of people are asking, hey, where's this horse? Hey, where's that horse? Hey, where's Tioga Sunshine? If you didn't see your horse today, that horse will be qualifying next week. Virtually everybody, you guys know Kathy won't be racing till, if anything, way late in the season. Same as Will to win Hanover. If we have her ready at all, it'll be way late in the season. But everybody else will be qualifying in Ontario. And the only 2 horses that were a little bit behind here were the Blue Chip Colt. I'm going to aim for almost July with this colt. I'm not rushing with this colt. Mid-July even. I'm very happy with what I've seen from him. I see a real turn coming in his attitude, and yet I see some speed from him also. He's much bigger. It didn't dawn on me until Amy took a picture of him the other day, and I saw him on the cross. I said, oh my God, that colt's big now. Because you see them every day. You miss that sometimes. You miss that incremental growth. And then you just come in one day and this monster's there. And 3 Point Blue Chip looks like the horse we bought. He's just not ready yet, nor does he need to be ready yet. We stretched him out good 2 weeks in a row. Seemed a little pinchy in his feet and knees. That's just because he's so big. He's telling us he needs more time, and he's going to get all the time he needs. So 3 Point Blue Chip, not quite ready yet. Duke Dio was spectacular the other day, and I guess I should use the word spectacular when they go a massive mile. He was very good. Justin went with him in the pouring rain.
He wanted to make sure that you mentioned that in your video.
That he went with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did, and I think everybody knew it. What happened was it started to downpour right before we were going behind the gate with Duke Dio. And I just simply stepped aside and said, you know what, Justin, I think this is a good character building moment for you.
No, you were late to go to the
I was late to go to the Meadows, right.
But then
with the timeline's so tough. With all that rain, who's to say what traffic's going to be like?
But then you watched him.
I did. I looked again and I said, now that I'm not getting wet and muddy, I may have enough time to watch him go. So that's what I did. Okay. I watched Duke Dio go, 2.5 last half in a minute, and he looked good. Real good. I'm so happy. Keep in mind, think back. This is one of the horses we stopped with, stood in the stall, went to the pool, and now he's ready to go. Didn't really miss much time with this horse, and I think that was a contributing factor to what you're going to see. I don't know what kind of horse Duke Dio is going to be, but he looked very, very good in 2.5 the other day. I think we'll qualify him in 2.2 or 2.3 next week, come back in 2.1 after that, then we'll start racing him. Does that lead him to New Jersey? That's a tall order. Watching all those Walners qualify, especially the one that we went to qualify yesterday, and then expecting Duke Dio to be in that group might be a bit much. I'm sure he's eligible to do a number of things. We'll find spots for Duke Dio throughout the summer, but looked very, very impressive. So we had 3 Point Duke Dio. There's one other horse, wasn't there? Not quite ready to go?
Yeah, Luck of the Dragon.
Luck of the Dragon. He might be ready to go next week, too, depending on how that throat looks. It's really up to him. If they go to scope him next week and the palate looks good, then he's ready to go. Now, is he ready to go behind the gate and qualify? I think that might be a bit much. But we can start training him next week. I think you'll see him qualify I am going to take, it's in my head now that I'm going to take your horse, the Walnut Colt, here to the Meadows a week from Tuesday to qualify. Look at a bigger track, a bigger track, a different look, especially when he may head to New Jersey. So let's give him a little different look. He may head to New Jersey right away, but I think I'd like to get him qualified before we send him there. Maybe earplugs this time, mini bit.
Don't start.
Do you think?
Don't start.
Yeah, I think maybe we will.
Don't.
And we might take him here, which means we may take Luck of the Dragon here also. Qualify him. His first start would theoretically be. He hasn't not been canceled yet from the next generation, although after yesterday it's looking more and more that Procrastinator, the underdog of all underdogs, will be making that start in the next generation. If that's the case, it's not a big deal. But bringing Luck of the Dragon over here to qualify may not hurt him either, being on a 5/8 mile track. So, what's wrong?
You were talking about Ontario horses and what happened.
I'm talking about all our horses in general. I talked about all the horses. Oh, why don't you pull up the entries for tomorrow? We'll go through those real quick. I was very happy with everybody today. Blue Bayou Dio does not seem to be an issue. He said, honestly, it was a non-issue. She just got spooked at the gate and made a break. She was absolutely, this is a quote from James, absolutely bomb-proof after the break. Okay. Everybody else was good. Mischievous Rose, a little pacey coming out of there. We do have a vet appointment for her on Monday at 10:30 in the morning. I suspect knees, probably an issue. If you're talking about paciness, maybe her stifles are a little pinchy from all the work she's been doing and growing. But either way, coming half of 57, 28 flat in the end of it, can't ask for much more than that. Mile and 2, 1 and 2. If you had told me a month ago, hey, Mischievous Rose's first mile, she's going to go mile 2, 1 and 2, last 3 quarters in like 130, last half 57, last quarter in 28 flat. You okay with that? I think I'd be okay with that. So a good mile from our horses today. Great day yesterday. Not many horses need to come back for errors. Very few. It looks like we're probably going to have about 16 or 17 go again next week in Ohio. Have a number of horses going again in Ontario next week, and other horses qualifying for the first time next week. So next week will not be without its baby racing for us. You may see some horses in to go also. I see Pennsylvania has written a non-winners of 1 for Pennsylvania trotters. Rose above it, very good yesterday. He's ready to go. Harlan L., who's now Hope's reprise. I can't believe how good he was. Of all the shoeing changes we made, that's the one that sticks out the most. He was good yesterday. Very, very good. So those 2 horses, maybe. And let's see our entries for tomorrow. We have nothing in the first. World for 2 makes his first lifetime start in the second. These must be all pacers. Miss Mildred from the rail. James picked her too. She's from the rail. She's in the 4th. We're going to have to tell them they have to get Coggins done. I see a lot of Coggins stars here. Century Invictus is in the 5th. I might miss one here. I'm sorry. Century Invictus? That's a good question. Oh, I don't know. He's got another horse in there. We'll see if James is going with Century Invictus or not. I hope he does. And then we have anybody else? I know I'm missing the other horse. Better Be Sawyer. I think James is going to go with her, maybe. I don't know. So 8 qualifiers tomorrow. We get 5 or 6 horses going. It should be a lot of fun. Tomorrow. What do we have on tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow is Saturday?
Yeah.
Jason McGinnis in the amateur driving race here at the Meadows tomorrow. Still a lot going on. Big week coming off. Had a crappy Wednesday, but man, oh man, Thursday and Friday has certainly made up for it.
You told not to wear his suit?
Yeah, Dan. Did that just happen?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. Somebody, Dan Rawlings, had said to me, what do you think? I said, oh, it's fine, Dan. I just wear your short sleeve summer suit. The rain looks like it's going to miss us for a little while. Complete fabrication. I had no idea it was going to miss them. Here's a picture. Can you see it? I wonder if anybody can see that. That's him. That's him in the post parade a moment ago at the Meadows, 10 minutes ago. Somebody posted on Facebook. A torrential downpour. Oh, that's too bad.
Look at the caption.
Someone was not prepared for race 3. That just made my day. Anyway, I will talk to all of you very, very soon. Obviously, it's Friday. You're going to have your videos starting on Saturday. I should have all day tomorrow to do them. And I will catch up with you throughout the weekend. But for now, as I said, yes, Wednesday was tough to take. Thursday and Friday, not so much. Hoping for a good qualifying day tomorrow at Mohawk. And most importantly, for the love of God, we're back racing now at Mohawk tonight. Good luck to all our clients, all my partners on the horses in Ontario this weekend. and all our horses and partners here in the States also. We'll talk to you all very, very soon.